Welcome to Ford DentSide Garage. Today we're going to take the end of this Dana 44 completely apart. You need some tools. The biggest one you're going to need is that 2 3/8 socket with these 4 pins on it. The rest of it's usual tools. You most likely have them in your garage. What you may not have is this U-joint set. I happen to have one. I'm going to use it for this process. There's also another tool you can use to get those ball joints out. And that's one of these. If you have a press, you can use a press. I've bought this thing and I have yet to use it. Back to this Dana 44. I read the book real quick and followed the directions and looked at the schematic. And this is a Ford hub. First step is the appropriate sized Allen to take these out. I'm not going to tell you what size that Allen is, because on these 2 hubs, the other side was a much smaller one than this. I sprayed every single one of these multiple times with PB Blaster. Not only these, but every nut and bolt, everything I could think of. All right, this is off. So I'm going to take these, take this out of here. This is where the little pick comes in handy. Put this in here. Get the pick back there. Maybe even a little screwdriver. Clean this area off. And then we're going to look for the edge of this clip. And you can see the edge of this clip right here. This we need to pry and pop out. Last time I did this little pick with the hook worked really nice. There it is. We got our clip out. So we have these 3 pieces, and then the spring. Forgot to mention, make sure you got lots of rags and paper towels, because this is a dirty job. Everything in this side looks to be a little more beat up. And this retaining nut in here, which you need this special tool for, I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, it's hand tight. It's not good. Oh boy.
That's definitely going to have to be replaced.
That little one with the round holes in it all the way around is grooved and only slides out. It's not screwed on. Where is my pick with the hook? And there's the groove. Looks like it's a little beat up. We go back to this again. Oh yeah, it's moving a little bit, but it's gonna need the wrench this time. Yeah, it's hand tight.
The small pin on this inside nut lines up on the holes from that spacer that we just previously pulled out. Surprisingly, this bearing doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. It's a Timken. I'm cleaning off these threads on the studs and the nuts so that I can get better penetration from the PB Blaster. I'm also hitting the back of that flange to try and get that PB Blaster behind there, because this is going to be fun taking this part off. I was really dreading this part. These spindles get rusted on there and they do not want to come off. She's stuck on there pretty good. I had to hammer on it for about 20 minutes to get it to separate. Now that the spindle's starting to come loose, I'm going to spray a little PB Blaster behind there.
It's barely starting to move. This is a little loose. So I got some PB Blaster soaking in there. Hopefully that'll help. I'll give it a few minutes and then we'll tap that whole shaft out and pull the axle out. Looks okay. I didn't beat it up too bad. Dust shield. Dust shield. Oh, jeez. Yeah. The neighbors have noisemakers. Yay.
At first I thought that sound was ducks flying by. Ended up being a bunch of kids next door with some noisemakers. That lasted for about an hour and a half. Oh, that seal smoked. But it's okay. I'm going to order a bunch of parts to rebuild this entire Dana 44. Surprisingly, these U-joints don't have any slop in them. No matter. Either way, they're all getting replaced. The cotter pins on these castle nuts for the ball joints were rotted in there completely. It took me probably 40 minutes to get them out. But to get the ball joints out, all you got to do is take the clips off the back, reverse the castle nut, hit it with a hammer. I sprayed these ball joints down and let it soak. Got something to eat in the house, came back. Hit it 3 times with this, and surprisingly, it came right out. So I put the castle nut on there, and I turned it upside down, and I put the castle nut flat with the stud for the ball joint. And she's coming out.
Come on. There it is. That one's nice and stiff. This one is pretty much smoked. Yep, they're getting replaced.
I plan on cleaning these knuckles up and all the other parts, sandblasting them, all that, and then I'll paint them. They should look really nice when I'm all done.
All right, she's all apart. Got everything up on the tailgate. Some things might be getting replaced because there are a few parts that have a little bit of wear. Nothing excessive, but I'm gonna have to order some stuff before this goes back together. And now it's time to open this differential, drain whatever's in there, and find out what we got going on. Keeping my feet moving, but I have a few zip ties and the wrench ready to go, so if there's any shim packs or anything in there, I don't know, I can zip everything together, keep it all together, keep it organized, and put it in a box or boxes. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to pressure wash all the parts off the front end with some super clean. I was gonna mark these, but they already have a T in the housing and a T in the cap. I did punch a 1 and a 2 in there anyway, just for fun, since I had them out. The pinion gear was a little loose, so it's probably not going to end up exactly where it was. I was going to mark the nut and the housing, but we're going to leave that for now. It also looks like it could use a different washer, so that's probably going to change. Now I just need to put a wrench on one of these bolts and then pry up on that and take the entire chunk out. Need to make this quick. The skeeters and the black flies are starting to come out. Round 1 of cleaning is complete. I sprayed it with the super clean again. I'm letting it soak. Everything pretty much came off. There's a couple spots I would like to get again. These rotors are probably junk. The rest of the stuff, I want to get all the greasiness off because I'm going to clean them all up and paint everything. And when I'm done with this, I'll blow dry everything and put a little bit of PB Blaster paint safe stuff on the bearing surfaces and races and all that, so nothing flash rusts, and then we should be good to go for when I'm ready to paint.
Now that everything's cleaned up, I can take an inventory of what parts I need to order, and then the sandblasting and the sanding and the grinding with the 4-inch wire wheel will start. Until then, see you next time at Ford DentSide Garage.